Excuse me. Excuse me, Lake fans. Excuse me, guys. It's been a while since I got up. Not gonna lie, it's been a long time since I actually got up, gave some effort on those punches. I don't want to just punch over wins against freaking Toronto. I want to get up when it means something. What the hell is going on, Lake fans? Appreciate you guys tuning in. Little post-game show action here on Hoops Talk. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Lakers over the Celtics, 114-105. How? Why? Someone explain to me what the hell we saw tonight. Still trying to figure out what the hell this team is. Nonetheless, we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about it together. No LeBron, no AD, no problem. How confusing is this Lakers team? We'll walk through that. Energy from the entire team was excellent. How about that? A game where you watch the Los Angeles Lakers play competitive basketball for 48 minutes. They never took their foot off the gas. They actually focused on the defensive side. I want to talk about Jackson Hayes specifically. I want to talk about Jared Vanderbilt and his injury. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy, a proud partner of this post-game show and this channel. A little bit later, I got my picks already out there. I just want you guys to tell me, should I go over or should I go higher or lower on Kevin Durant or DeJounte Murray? We'll get into that. Those are games coming up tomorrow, so we got a lot to get into. Your comments, if you got any comments, any supers, leave them. I'm going to do my best to get to them. And then, of course, if you can subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate that. What the hell happened tonight? Somebody want to explain to me what happened tonight? What am I missing with this Los Angeles Laker team? I've basically ripped this team for the last week. Let me tell you every platform that I've ripped the Lakers over the last week before tonight happened, okay? YouTube, right here with you guys on Hoops Talk, rip them. Lakers Talk last night on 710 ESPN, rip them. Lakers Talk Daily on 710 ESPN and on YouTube, rip them. Travis and Sleva Show, rip them. Lakers pregame show, rip them. I talk a lot of Lakers basketball for a living. I still have no idea what this team is. I'm not kidding. I have absolutely no idea what this Lakers team is. I just don't. I have no idea how tonight was one of the best Laker games that I saw all season long, and that was without LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I have no idea how the Lakers, from start to finish, gave a performance that was truly a team win, that was focused on the defensive side, that had the Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown looked awful tonight. Porzingis was nothing special. Go down the Drew Holiday was okay. Every single player on the Boston Celtics, when I was doing the pregame show a little bit earlier today, I spent a lot of time talking about how this might be the best team that I've watched this year. That Lakers-Celtics game that they played on Christmas at Crypto, I'm like, it's probably the most complete team that I saw. I know they don't have a crazy amount of depth, but that starting five looks like they got enough offense, looks like they have enough defense. They have the third highest ranked offense in the NBA and the second highest ranked defense in the NBA in defensive efficiency. You don't get any better than that. And the Lakers dominated them all game. I mean, I think Boston, basically the second quarter is when the Lakers went on that run. I think Boston, the closest they got it from that point on was maybe 6, something along those lines. They hit a few threes in a row, and every time the Boston Celtics made any run, and those runs weren't even that impressive, the Lakers went on their own run. It was Reeves hitting a big shot, or it was DAngelo setting somebody up, or it was Jackson Hayes or Rui Hachimura or Vando when he was in. Even Taurean Prince got in the act. I'm more confused tonight than I ever been about the Los Angeles Lakers, but I really do want to give a shout out to those players that played tonight because, listen, I'm not going to pretend that what the Lakers did tonight is sustainable without LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but damn, if all they did was accomplish, can we just give ourselves confidence that when LeBron and AD are in a game that we're not complete bums and we could play too? Maybe they gave LeBron James and Anthony Davis a different perspective on the sidelines there of, fellas, you got help. It's not all on your shoulders. We can help you get W's. I don't know. Maybe it's just for one game, and they got the New York Knicks coming up on Saturday. and things are going to go right back to normal. But you're going to tell me that you saw Austin Reeves hitting 7 threes tonight, dropping 32 points. You're going to tell me that you saw DAngelo Russell dropping 14 dimes tonight, or that Jackson Hayes would have 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 steals? Because I didn't see any of that coming. 6 guys would score in double figures for the Lakers, and defensively, they were excellent. I mean, look at the key players for the Boston Celtics. Tatum, 8 of 21. That's a good defensive night for the Lakers if he's taken almost 3 times as many shots as he's making. Okay? Porzingis was 7 of 15. Only 7 rebounds for him. Jackson Hayes was excellent on him. Let's keep going down the list. Jaylen Brown was 4 of 12 and had 8 points. Jaylen Brown, a couple different times, Joe Mazzulla would pull a few of the starters. Jaylen Brown was on that list. He's like, all right, I got to try something different. Jaylen Brown was getting pulled. Jaylen Brown was 4 of 12 from the field, didn't even crack in double figures. Drew Holiday, Derek White, and Jaylen Brown combined had 25 points. Those 3 players, if I did my math correctly, we got an 8, a 9, and an 8. That's 17 and 8. Carry the 1. The math going on up here upstairs tonight is unbelievable. Never seen anything like it. All right, 25 points. I could add. Those 3 guys combined had 25 points. I mean, I have a difficult time trying to figure out what the Lakers did tonight, but I don't think I have to figure it out. I think for the Lakers, a team that's so desperate right now, doing everything they possibly can just to get into the win column, doing everything they possibly can just to show that this season's not over, that there is more fight, that they can put together a good game. But tonight against the Boston Celtics, without LeBron and Anthony Davis, it's a pretty damn good night. Damn good night. I will say this too. I think this is one of the things that you can't make this up. You can't Fugazi this, as we like to say on this channel, right? Fugazi. You guys remember Fugazi. I don't want to get back into it. Donnie Brasco. You guys remember, right? Johnny Depp, he's sitting there. Al Pacino comes out of nowhere, shows him the diamonds. Al Pacino's asking Donnie Brasco, Johnny Depp, hey, these diamonds. He's like, they're Fugazis. What do you mean? What's Fugazi? As in they're fake. They're not real. Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about. People on this channel, they know what Fugazi is. Still, arguably the greatest word out there. You can't fake that energy. You just can't. Either they're committed, and I love one of the quotes from Austin Reeves was, we just said we're going to go out there and play as hard as we can, and whatever happens, happens. I will tell you guys this, and I think you guys agree with this. There aren't too many Los Angeles Lakers. There aren't too many Laker games. There just aren't too many Laker games where I'm sitting here and you're sitting here and you're saying, man, I'm really proud of that effort. How often does that happen? That doesn't happen very often. It doesn't. That the Lakers are playing from start to finish a game where you can sit back and say, hey, I'm proud of that product right there. Now, a lot of times, like, Jesus, they're lackadaisical. At times, they don't even look like they're interested. They just think they could turn the switch on whenever they want. I think they disrespect the game a lot of times because of that mentality. They're all over the place. I don't know what the lineups are. I mean, it's kind of, for the most part, kind of been in shambles all year long. At least you could watch a game where you could look at some real effort from a lot of guys. Max Christie, Rui Hachimura, Reeves I mentioned, D'Lo I mentioned, Taurean Prince. Like, you can genuinely look at some players today and say, hey, I respect that product that the Lakers put out. And I'm not even going to try to talk about this is what they're going to be able to do from one game to the next game. I have no idea. They're 25 and 25. This is what the Lakers have done all season long. I just wasn't expecting their best game of the season to come without LeBron, without Anthony Davis. And like I mentioned, for them to do this without those 2 players and do it against the Boston Celtics on the road is a damn good game. I think you guys know what I'm talking about from an energy perspective. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. I want to talk about some individual players here real quick. Let me get into some of these comments. I know people are like, out, so what the hell is going on here? Seiko, win against the best teams and lose to the worst teams. LeBron and Anthony Davis. Hayes outplayed Wood, 16 and 10 in 34 minutes, 0 fouls, win of the year. And I think the LOL right here, if I'm correct here, Seiko, I think what you're referring to is Christian Wood putting out that tweet last game saying it had nothing to do with it. I think most people think it did have to do with the starting lineup. Oh no, Jackson Hayes definitely earned himself some playing time tonight. You know how he did it? Effort. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing special. And this is a guy that has sat the pine for a while for the Lakers. This isn't a guy that you could look at and say, Jackson Hayes is not playing every single night. There's a lot of times. He said something today during his presser that I think kind of hit me. He said something to the effect of like, what did he say? When I was sitting on the bench for those 2 months, I don't know if he said a month or 2 months, but definitely the word month came out. I'm like, damn, that's right. This dude's been sitting the pine for that long and professional about it. Like, no, I'm good. Let's whenever you need me, I'm going to be ready. Jackson Hayes was awesome tonight. Jackson Hayes, okay, maybe I'm going to get a little bit too and Seiko, thank you again for the super here. Maybe I'm going to get a little too dramatic when I say this, but Jackson Hayes, of everyone who played tonight, I was most appreciative of Jackson Hayes. And that's with Austin Reeves balling out and hitting 7 threes and having 32. That's with D'Lo with the 14 assists, like I mentioned. That's with Vando giving everything he can for the 16 minutes that he was in the game. But something to me, I was like, how come every play, everything good that happens, I feel like Jackson Hayes is involved in that play in some shape, way, or form. I felt like Jackson Hayes was involved. Maybe it's like you're rooting for that underdog story, or maybe you're rooting for that guy that we don't typically talk about. But Jackson Hayes, just to go off that last comment that I read, his energy was what's the word that I'm looking for? Contagious. There were a couple of times I think he got a lob from D'Lo. A couple times he just got offensive rebounds when there was a run coming from the Boston Celtics. So. Jackson Hayes, shout out to him. He was excellent tonight. All right, let me get into a couple more of these comments. Francis. By the way, I don't mind any Laker fan that says exactly what Francis is saying right here. He said, this win is the turning point. Wait, never mind. I get it. Like, I get any Laker fan, even if they're Laker fans that are sitting here on this chat that are spending all day and they're going to spend every one of their comments and basically they're just going to trash the Lakers. I understand it. Like, I understand the frustration that Laker fans have out there. I understand the frustration Laker fans of the inconsistency of the Lakers this year. But for one night, I think you could just kind of sit back and appreciate what this squad, these 7, 8, 9 guys that were contributing tonight put together. Francis, appreciate the super. Robert Sanchez, do you think we have found our starting lineup moving forward? Absolutely not. Of course not, Robert. But I'll tell you what we could have found. We could have found something that the Lakers really haven't had all year long, which is maybe a little bit more confidence in the role players. I've said this a few different times. I feel like the Lakers have regressed when it's come to the role players so far this year. I feel like they've regressed. I feel like the Lakers have 1,000%. A lot of these role players, D'Lo, I don't think was having the year that we were hoping for. And I'm talking about on a consistent level. Rui definitely hasn't. Austin Reeves has been up and down for most of the year. Max Christie, I thought might have some opportunities to make a little bit more impact. Vando can't stay healthy. So I think all these role players, I think a lot of them have regressed, or some of them have came in and you just didn't feel like they were going to give the impact that you were hoping for. Maybe tonight's game, if anything, no, you're not going to change your starting lineup because of what happened here. Of course, LeBron, Anthony Davis are going to come back, but maybe there's a little bit of a spark. LeBron certainly hasn't been able, it seems like, to get the Lakers going. And Anthony Davis is brilliant. He's been all season. He certainly hasn't been able to, get the Lakers on a win 8 of 10 or 9 of 11 or something along those lines. So with that being said, maybe it's the unsung heroes. It's all these other guys, these other role players that get something going here with the Lakers. This is a good comment here. I actually started this one a little bit earlier. Anyone else both impressed and frustrated with this win? We put forth half of this defensive effort against the Rockets and the Hawks. We're 4-0 on this road trip. Yeah, I listen. I think this is the frustration with Laker fans in general, and myself included. You know, I gotta be honest with you. I don't feel like I know what this team is, or maybe I do know what this team is, and I'm maybe I know they're an average team, and I don't want to admit that they're an average team because they got some star power and they got to the Western Conference Finals last year. But this comment says it all. This anyone else impressed and frustrated is a really, really good way to put it. Because I think there's a lot of Laker fans that are on this chat that are watching highlights right now or going back watching the game on Spectrum saying, what the hell is going on here with this team? It's the teams that there's so many games I thought the Lakers could have won and should have won, and they get their asses kicked. And then they also have some wins on their resume that I can't explain to you. I don't apply this game the way maybe a Clippers or an OKC game because you had LeBron and Anthony Davis in those games. This one is just an anomaly. I have no description for it. Joser Slee, did we really win tonight or was it a Fugazi? I am in awe. Incredible. No, this one counts, brother. You can go ahead and enjoy this one. This one counts. Now, I appreciate the super, but this one you can go ahead and add it to some of the wins that the Lakers have. It's funny. Going back to one of those last comments, one of my titles here, how confusing are the Los Angeles? I can't explain them. I really can't. I got a lot of comments here that I got to get into. Today's a little bit more difficult to get into these. I don't remember having a game, be honest with you guys, where there's this many comments that it's this active. Sliwa bobbing and weaving tonight. I had to get in there, guys. I had to get in there. What's your heart rate at? You guys saw me coming. Heart rate right now, it's unhealthy. I don't know if that's a heart rate, if that shows up on like a monitor or one of those watches that they say they can control your heart monitor. You know, sometimes like you're on a treadmill or you're on one of the Stairmasters and you could put your hands. Mine would just, the description would just say unhealthy. All right, let's read some of these here. Leon Fisher, what's up, Slee? Crazy. It was schoolyard fun, basketball for everyone. Great team defense. Damn, they played defense tonight. Could I stick on that for a quick second here? Lakers played defense tonight. Like they actually, the Boston Celtics looked. Listen, I guarantee you the post-game show for the Boston Celtics tomorrow when they're talking sports talk radio out in Boston. What are the stations there? It's WEEI. I'm trying to think of what the other one is. The Fan or whatever it is. I can't remember what the other station is. I got on the tip of my. I guarantee you they're going to be sitting back and saying, what the hell was that? They're going to be looking at the Boston Celtics. They're going to be bringing up this game. Remember that time when the Lakers didn't have LeBron and Anthony Davis and the Celtics looked like absolute shit? I mean, let's be honest with each other. But there's something about just showing up to work and competing. And I felt like the Lakers, I'm watching D'Lo on defense. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm watching Taurean Prince on defense. I'm watching Rui and his energy. There's something to just, we're going to come out here and we're going to compete. And either you're going to swing back at us, but no matter what you do, we're going to keep swinging. That was kind of Lakers tonight. I think Boston was just waiting the whole time like, all right, we're going to go on a run. Boston was just waiting the entire time. All right, this is cute, Lakers. This is awesome. But we're going to go ahead and take control of this game. And every time they tried taking control of the games, a big shot, a big defensive stop, a big bucket, a big rebound. There was just always something there. So to add to this great team defense, it's crazy to say here, but that's the best Lakers win that I've seen this entire year, and that was with LeBron James and Anthony Davis sitting on the sidelines like they paid for their tickets. I didn't look at much of the team stats. Let me look here real quick. Lakers shot 40%. They didn't even shoot that great. Their three-point shooting was 19-16, but Lakers shot 52% from the three-point line. Of course, you hit your threes. Good things are going to happen. Got to the free throw line 26 times, just 7 for the Boston Celtics. 30 assists for the Lakers, 30 for the Celtics as well. So keep that in mind. Only 7 turnovers for the Lake Show. What the hell happened tonight? None of this makes sense. Biggest deficit the Lakers had tonight was 4. That was it. Let's see what else we got here. I am so behind on these comments. All right, let's see what we got here. We are a 500 team, literally 25-25. 50 games in, by the way. So 32 games. How many games till the AllStar break? 32 games left. By the way, trade deadline still February 8th. 1 week from today is the trade deadline. Also, 1 week from today, Lakers are back at home, and they got the Denver Nuggets in Kobe's statue will go up as well at Crypto or outside of Crypto. Okay, so how many games do Lakers have left before the All-Star break? You got New York, Charlotte, Denver, New Orleans, Detroit, and Utah. 6 games left before the All-Star break. That's crazy. Season's actually going by really, really fast here. All right, a couple more of these comments here. Reeves, a one-man show. Reeves was cooking. Reeves had sometimes, like, it's so weird watching Austin Reeves sometimes because I've spent some time this week talking about how I've been critical of him. There's times Austin Reeves seems so slow and he can't get past the guy in front of him. And I don't know if tonight was, hey, who gives a flying you-know-what because LeBron and Anthony Davis aren't here. Tonight, it didn't look like anybody can stop him. Who do you want to put on him? Derek White couldn't stop him. Who do you want to put on him? Jaylen Brown, he's getting past him. He's pulling up, hitting threes in front of guys. I got no explanation here. Slee, we're a playoff team, not a regular season team. They show up when it matters. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think, to be honest with you, I know a lot of Laker fans. For those who are out there that are saying, and I think there's a lot less than there was a couple of weeks ago. For those that are out there saying, hey, all they got to do is just get in the playoffs and nobody's going to want to face them. I'm not a firm believer in that. I think there's a lot of teams right now in the NBA that are telling themselves, hey, the Lakers are 1,000% beatable. And maybe it's not the same run that they had a year ago, right? That run that they had last year. Okay, let me set this up for you guys because I talk about it a lot when I'm doing the radio show that I do with Travis in the mornings, 7:10 ESPN, by the way, if you guys want to tune in, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay, so one of the things that just let's play out last year for a quick second. And this is the only thing I don't like about people that say, hey, they could turn that switch on whenever they want. They played really well last year just to get to the playoffs. You guys remember that. And they ended up with the number 7 seed. Got pretty lucky that they got the 7 seed, but they played really well from the trade deadline all the way to the end of the regular season. You guys remember that playing game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, a home game? Okay. Got the Minnesota Timberwolves in that playing game. Rudy Gobert was suspended because he took a swing or he pushed or whatever the hell he did. I'm forgetting his teammate that he had, the slowest guy in the NBA, and I can't think of his name right now. You had Jaden McDaniels punch a wall and fracture his hand. You had Gobert and Jaden McDaniels both didn't play in that game. Naz Reid, who's a baller too, he also didn't play in that game. He had an injury. He had 3 key guys that were out for Minnesota. Lakers ended up barely squeaking by and beating the Timberwolves in overtime. Okay? If they lost that game and they're the number 8 seed, you know who they get in the first round? The Denver Nuggets. Imagine if that was the same result. Instead of Lakers getting to the Western Conference Finals because they just barely got past Minnesota, and Minnesota had, I don't know what the hell was going on that team during that time. If they don't get past Minnesota and they end up playing Denver in the first round, and let's say they got swept, how much different would the offseason have looked like? They got favorable matchups. They played well. I'm not going to take that away, but damn, you guys, I hate this. Well, they'll just turn the switch on whenever they want. I feel like they've been trying to turn the switch on since mid-December, And here we are a month and a half later, and that switch has not been going on. Wouldn't they try to turn the switch on against the Rockets and the Hawks and some of these other? I mean, they need these wins. I don't think it's as simple as they could just turn it on whenever they need to. All right, see what else we got here. Boston massively overrated, like always in sports. 6 losses in 31 games versus the East. 6 losses in 18 games versus the West. You know, you might be right. They might be overrated. I got to be honest. I'm just basing it off of the last game that I saw, the Lakers Celtics game, and looked like a pretty damn good team on Christmas. I'll tell you that much. What else do we have here? What else do we have here? Vando injury. For those who don't know, so I was looking this up after the game. So Darvin Ham on Vando's right foot injury. Hopefully it's not serious and he's able to get right back at it. And then Dave McMenamin put out something about an hour ago. X-rays on Vanderbilt taken at the arena were negative per the Lakers. I was never understood why. If the X-rays are negative, that's a good thing. Since when is something negative a good thing? Does anybody else lose sleep over that? I'm going to lose sleep over that tonight. No, obviously good news that Vando, who can't find a way to get healthy. I mean, I don't know what it means. I don't know how long he's going to be out. Lakers obviously already out with Cam Reddish. AD hopefully coming back soon. But the X-rays on Jared Vanderbilt were negative. But that's positive. Does that make sense there? They were negative, but that's positive. Okay, Hoops LA. That's the code, Underdog Fantasy. Help me out here real quick. I'm going to share my screen here real quick with you guys. Underdog Fantasy is a proud partner of this channel right here. I'm very, very happy to have this YouTube channel. I've had it for a number of years. Now, more recently, really you can call it this season, is where I'm trying to kind of turn it into something that I'm much more active on, trying to get more guests on and everything like that. Underdog Fantasy is a proud partner of the channel, and I'm very, very happy to have them. This is the question that I got. Kevin Durant, higher or lower than 25.5 points? DeJounte Murray, higher or lower than 23.5 points? You guys pick. You guys just tell me. KD, higher or lower than 25.5 points? DeJounte Murray, 23.5 points. You guys tell me, and I'm going to roll with the punches here. For those who play daily fantasy sports, go to Underdog Fantasy, put that code in Hoops LA. They'll match your first deposit of up to $100. I play pick'ems. I go right here. I go pregame, which is games for tomorrow. I go NBA. Here's my list of games. These are the 2 players that I picked. Let me know what you think. I'm going to eventually put $20. I got a chance to triple my money. Okay. I'll wait for some of your guys' selection there, and then I'll go with it from there. All right, let's get to more of your guys' comments here. I mean, the X-rays are negative, but it's positive. I just don't understand it. All right, let's see what we got here. Being 50 games into the season, all switches need to be hit. I couldn't agree with that. I could not agree more with that. That if you got, look, this is the one thing that I'm going to say, and I think it's the thing that has literally bothered me the most about Lakers basketball. They kind of have this thing in their mind where, yeah, we'll be fine. And maybe, listen, to be honest with you, maybe it's this. Maybe it's because LeBron James has been in the league for so long, and it's like, listen, it's my 21st season in the NBA. I know what the hell I'm doing. I understand that I could get to the NBA Finals. I get to the West Conference. I've been to the NBA Finals 10 years. I've taken the Cavs. I've taken the Miami. He's seen everything. I'm going to turn on when I want to. And a lot of people say, let me use as an example, this is the best way to look at it. It's the in-season tournament. Didn't it feel like the Lakers just turned the switch on I know people are going to laugh at that, but they literally played better. Their best basketball so far this year was during that in-season tournament. Okay, so did they just turn a switch on? And are they now moving forward just going to continue to do the same thing? It's not so. It's one of the things for me that is most frustrating about Lakers basketball. So we're going to have to see. All right, let's see what else we got here. A lot of people, by the way, for those that are looking at the LeBron and the Anthony Davis stuff, hopefully they're back against the New York Knicks, but we'll see if how much that changes it. They're actually balling, and they really are. And I'm talking about the New York Knicks. I'm going to get to them in just a second. All right, what else we got here? Gave up 135, 138 against the Rockets, the Hawks and the Rockets. It was even worse than that. Go look at their last 5 games. I think their last 5 games what is their last 5 games? 135 maybe? Something along those lines. I was looking at that a little bit earlier today. I was actually doing it for Lakers Talk yesterday. They've been giving up a ton of points every single night. You know, this is an important one to point out. D'Lo with his 14 assists tonight. And Austin Reeves doing what he did, like I mentioned. Austin Reeves getting you 32. D'Lo giving you 14. He struggled from the field. 5 of 20 from the field. He couldn't hit a shot, but he still found a way to contribute. 14 assists it's a big time night. Guys were hitting shots. What do you guys think? Think D'Lo's going to be here by the time we get to February 8th? It's a weird report today. I'll leave it alone, only because I have no idea if it has anything or it doesn't. I don't believe it personally. But trade deadline coming on February 8th. I keep thinking they're going to do something. But at this point, there was some good sound yesterday from Adrian Wojnarowski that just basically said, look, the closer you get to the trade deadline is when the chances of something is actually going to happen. I think I'd be surprised if Lakers stay put and they do nothing. Then the question is going to be, is it going to be DAngelo Russell or is it not going to be DAngelo Russell? We'll have to wait and see. Okay. A couple other things I want to get into that I have not gotten into yet. I want to talk about this game coming up on Saturday. Knicks are balling, by the way. Okay, so this hat is on a 1-game winning streak. Okay. This hat is like on a 17-game losing streak. So I just got to keep this hat up here. I want to roll with this hat now until we got to make the change. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right. Whose suggestion was it? All right, I'm going to go this one. Durant higher, Murray lower. I'll put my picks in here real quick. If you guys go to Underdog Fantasy, make sure you use my code HoopsLA. I'm going to take David's picks. Durant higher, Murray lower. That's what I already got on there, so I had that as my – would have changed it. But, okay, those are my picks. Underdog Fantasy, proud partner. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's keep rolling here. Okay, so this is where the Knicks are right now. The New York Knicks, this is going to be the next game for the Lakers. It's coming up on Saturday. The Knicks have they're the hottest team in the NBA. I really thought the Lakers were going to get blown out tonight. I did. I think most people did. But the Knicks are the hottest team in the NBA. They've won 9 games in a row. And they've won 9 of their last 10. Who's got it better? Who else is hot? Clippers have won 8 of 10. Phoenix has won 8 of 10. So there's a few teams. A couple of teams that have won 8 of 10. Nobody's won 9 of 10. Oh, actually, the Cavs have won 9 of 10. But the Knicks have won 9 games in a row, 32 and 17. Who would have thought that the New York Knicks are this good? Especially, they had a game earlier today against the Pacers. Me personally, Jalen Brunson was not announced as an all-star starter. I would have put him in over Damian Lillard. I don't think the Bucks should have had 2 players. I'd have put Jalen Brunson in. Knicks are top 3 in the Eastern Conference. Me personally, I'd have put Jalen Brunson in. Is what it is. They're kind of balling out too. Brunson had 40 tonight. Obviously, that's with them missing, like I mentioned, that's with them missing Julius Randle. He's out with his injury. Did Anunoby not even play tonight either? Damn. Knicks winning without Anunoby and Julius Randle. I just want to look here and see because Joe has been ruled out Thursday. Damn. They won tonight without Quentin Grimes, without OG Anunoby, and without Julius Randle. They already don't have Mitchell Robinson, so they're definitely balling out. But with all those injuries, and if you imagine LeBron James and Anthony Davis eventually work their way back, I'm not even going to do it. I'm not even going to sit here and say, well, the Lakers should win tonight. I'm not going to do that because you know what happens if I do that. If I do that, then they end up losing this game. All right, what else we got here on the comments? Jackson didn't have AD and Braun clogging the paint. That's why he was able to play so well. He was liberated. I just think he showed effort, period. Nothing else. Brunson is a first-time All-Star participant playing with a lot of confidence. He's a baller, too. All right, before this win, the Lakers were 2-3 without LeBron. Those 2 wins coming against the Blazers and Spurs. Let's chill on some of these comments and enjoy the win. Yeah, anybody that's getting too much on thinking, hey, this is what the Lakers are. No, it's not what they are. They got a good win. I think surprised a good Boston Celtics team. Okay, let's do some quick roll call here. I just want to throw in where people are tuning in from. For those who don't know what roll call is, by the way, if you don't mind, please like, subscribe to the channel. Roll call is a shout out to wherever you're tuning in from. It could be city, state, country, doesn't matter. Usually on wins, we try to give some of these shout outs here. All right, University of Newcastle, Australia. Thank you for being a part of the show. Rochester, New York. Diamond Bar, California. Pico Union in the house. Philippines in the house. Hotlanta. Nope. Hotlanta. There it is. Temple City in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Crenshaw Square. Let's see what else we got here. Spain in the house. All the way out in Spain. Thank you very much for tuning in. Waiting for that. Just waiting for that, that invite, Spain. Fresno. Manila, Philippines. Man, Philippines got a lot of Laker fans. Anaheim in the house. Southgate. Lake Arrowhead. Love Lake Arrowhead. By the way, how great is Lake Arrowhead? What is that place up there? Beautiful. Salt Lake City, Utah in the house. Woodland Hills, California. I love, by the way, Huber Heights. I love how everybody's everywhere. Johannesburg in the house. Seaside, California. Bronx in the house. Let's see what else we got here. West Covina. Preston, thank you very much for tuning in. Washington State in the house. Simi Valley, San Bernardino. Anaheim, I think I mentioned. No complaints today. Just give us a classic. I got you. It's a good W right there. Still don't know how they won, but it's a good W. Inglewood in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Koreatown, Layton, Utah, New York City, Little Italy, Las Vegas. People tuning in from everywhere. Syracuse, Utah. I didn't know there was a Syracuse, Utah. Okay. Irvine in the house. King Taco. That's old school. King Taco's old school. All right, let's see what else we got. Montana, California. Okay. Washington, D.C. in the house. Someone's at the Intuit Dome. Okay. Be the first one. Vietnam, thank you very much for tuning in. Slee, did I miss you taking your bourbon shot? You did not miss the bourbon shot. No bourbon shot. Weekdays, I can't do weekdays, guys. I work in the morning. All right, Utah in the house, Philly in the house. Thank you very much for tuning in. West Covina I mentioned as well. Okay, Laker fans, that's 40 minutes solid right there. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Lakers dominate the Celtics. Okay, didn't see that one coming. 114 to 105. Next game for the Lakers, I mentioned it's Lakers at the Knicks. Knicks have won 9 in a row. Just a really nice night for the Lakers tonight. Just overall, I'm surprised that the Lakers were able to get the W tonight, but they were. Just enjoy it. There hasn't been that many good Laker wins. Awesome performance from guys that we wouldn't have expected. I mentioned the Jackson Hayes of the world. D'Lo with the 14 dimes. Austin Reeves with 30-plus points. Give credit to all these guys. Rui Hachimura, who I really actually didn't even mention all that much. I thought his performance was fantastic as well. So just overall good win for the Lake Show. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I'll see you guys Saturday after the Lakers take on the Knicks. Thanks, Laker fans. Appreciate it. Have a great night.